have no idea the excitement that I feel. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie, and today we are back with another mukbang. Woo! I am so freaking excited for this. I literally even have a hair tie ready to go. We are eating Korean kanjang gaejang, raw soy sauce marinated crab. But this one I got from a super authentic place in New York City called Myeongsan. It's actually in Queens. We got some raw soy sauce marinated crabs. Look at them. They look delicious. They look like they came straight out of South Korea. You can't get this in Atlanta. Tell me why you can't.
South Korea?
I think the crabs itself are from South Korea. And then they marinate it. Then from a restaurant called Take 31, which is one of my favorite Korean restaurants so far. I've only tried 2. In New York City. It's one of the 2 though. And this one is it's Take 31, their creamy seafood udon pasta. Then they have japaguri, which is the most overpriced instant ramen noodle that you can get at a restaurant. But it's so good.
Oh, look at that steak.
Yeah, I think they add extra seasonings. Then we got from Kimbap Lab in Chelsea these tuna cheese kimbaps and these triangle kimbaps. And with that being said, I just want to say something, okay? I've been doing the most, and you have to be kidding me. I have been so clumsy, and this phone case right here has been absolutely saving my life. You don't know how many times I have come out onto the balcony, and boom, there goes my phone, off the railing. Someone gets bonked, ambulances are called, people are passed out, they're seeing stars, but my phone is perfectly fine. No, I'm kidding, okay? I would never, that's dangerous. But I have dropped my phone a million times on the cold, hard, ruthless New York City cement, and my phone has never looked better. I mean, it looks a lot better than I look right now, and I have Casetify to thank for that. Which, side note, Casetify is my go-to phone case for years, but with Casetify's newest EcoShock technology in their iPhone 14 Impact series, your cases are drop test approved for 11.5 feet, which is literally 5 times the military standards, but it's still so sleek. And my favorite part about Casetify phone cases is that the case around the camera part of your phone is raised to protect your lens from falls. And as someone that films a lot on my phone and takes way too many pictures, this is perfect for me. And they're so pretty. I've already picked out which ones I'm ordering, and the phone cases, they slide off so easily so I can swap them out. And the cases are made from 65% recycled and plant-based material, which, by the way, with Casetify, Casetify will recycle your old phone cases to make new cases that are just as durable as the new ones, but way better for the earth. It's actually super cool when you see the way that they recycle. Casetify will inspect and disassemble cases, then grind them down into different size pellets, which is then incorporated into Casetify's new cases for a more sustainable case. And on top of that, they have a ton of prints that you can play around with. You can have so much personality with your phone case. I feel like that adds to it because when you have a cute little phone case and a cute little outfit, it feels like an accessory. You can customize your phone with your name or prints of you and your friends. And the designs are so cool because Casetify has worked with over 300 artists from all around the world, and I love that Casetify always showcases smaller artists as well. The MagSafe compatible cases just seamlessly snap onto a MagSafe wallet or a power bank, and it's wireless charging compatible. Since you're already using the link in the description to check out Casetify phone cases, they also have really cool fun accessories like screen protectors, phone straps, camera lens protectors. So make sure to check out casetify.com/biz. That's casetify.com/biz to get 15% off your new favorite phone case. And thank you, Casetify, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into the food. I'm literally gonna tie my hair for this because you don't understand. I'm in the crab Olympics right now. I'm ready to go, okay? I got my gloves. I got some white rice. I'm gonna do this the right way. And then everyone in the comments is like, that's not the right way. I'm sorry. I watched so many videos because I needed to make sure. The first thing we're gonna do.
Like, this is a restaurant that Stephanie's been talking about way before we moved to New York.
Yeah, for over a year, I think.
Yeah.
I have saved it on so many different TikToks, Pinterest boards, Google.
So how do we do this?
Are you ready? We gotta do the first proper squeeze.
Okay.
Oh, did you see that? Okay, so you squeeze it out onto a bed of white rice. You want to just get all of that. And then you want to kind of, hold on, grab it and suck on it. What a tutorial she's given.
Is it good?
Oh my god. Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, probably the best one I've ever had.
Super fresh.
And not that salty, because sometimes these soy sauce marinated crabs, they just overdo it with the salt. Here is a big chunk of meat with some white rice. Oh my god.
This is like Korean sushi.
Mm-hmm. Then,
oh my god, honey, I can eat this all day.
me too. You're gonna want to get a head. Add in some white rice, okay? Do you see this? Are they
That's
seeing
good.
this? Okay, you got a head, right? Add in some white rice. Then you squeeze crab into it. Oh. And then you mix it up like it's some sort of fucking bibimbap, you know? Wow.
Is that how you're supposed to eat it? Use the crab as a bowl? Oh, that's good.
You mix it like this. And it's got the soy sauce in there. It's got the crab guts. Look at
That
that.
actually looks so good.
Okay, now. Wow.
Is it good?
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna grab a shell.
Wow. This was quite the travel. So worth it. Oh my goodness.
The round trip to get this was an hour.
Yeah.
No, 2 hours. 2 hours.
An
Back
hour
and
each way.
But wow. Worth. Does your mom like this?
She's gonna love this. My mom loves. You know who loves this?
Who?
Andrew. Andrew could eat all of this right now.
Wow.
Mm.
I thought we ordered too much, but feels
I don't
like
think
we
so.
didn't order enough.
Yeah. Why is it so good?
So I've tried these from the ones from H Mart.
No.
This is not even the
It's
same.
not the same game. It's like there's levels to it, no?
It's like Kroger sushi versus sugarfish.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How is it in the shell? It's so good, no?
Gosh. Wow.
Wow, we gotta make the trip back again, because
Yeah. We gotta take everyone to this spot.
it's so good. Are you guys ready for my new little bowl? Look at this. It's so cute.
Is the spoon not like 15 pound weight? How is it?
Mmm. Wow.
Mmm.
This is so good.
Wow, so creamy.
It's so delicious.
Japakuri.
Wow.
Oh my god. It's so good.
It's like the most overpriced instant
Oh my
noodle,
God. Wow.
but that's good. I feel like they add something to it. Or maybe the seasoning itself is theirs, not the instant noodle, because
Here's some cheesy
Wow.
pork belly from the same place that Stephanie can eat. The pork belly is crispy, and then it's like covered in. The cheese is almost sweet. It's like sweet cheesy. Oh my god.
today we're talking about, this is part 1 of the disturbing backstories of pictures. Let me know if you want a part 2, because I'm about to take you guys into the deep world of photos that maybe at first glance you think, oh, I know what's going on. But do you really? You might not, because it's honestly so creepy. I feel like the sentiment used to be, pics or it didn't happen, right? But now we're moving more into like a shadow territory where it's like, show me the metadata. Because even pictures and videos, they can be altered and manipulated. Or honestly, they can just be taken out of context. Which is just so terrifying to think about. Like, have you ever seen this picture going around?
What picture?
You're over here like, what? I know the minute that I describe it. Here, I can show you on my phone. But the minute I describe it, you're already going to know. It's the picture of the mom and the dad. And the 3 kids, and the mom and the dad look like they've had plastic surgery.
Oh, I think I know which one. Is it the one that it's an ad, right? Was it an ad?
Well, let me tell you actually. This picture went viral a few years ago. And the story behind this picture is pretty depressing. It's one of those stories that make you go, wow, I guess this is the world that we live in. It's just so strange. This is the picture of a seemingly happy family, right? A handsome father, a pretty young mother, 3 loving children, looking all dapper, should I say, dressed in their Sunday best, should I say. Wrong. They're not happy. You want to know why? Why do you think they're not happy, huh? I'll tell you why. Because the husband in the picture is suing the wife because his kids are ugly. And also, it takes 2 to tango.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, if your kids are ugly, how are you just going to blame your wife? You understand how kids are made, no? I thought it was physically impossible to think your kids are ugly.
I don't know. I don't have kids, but I have my suspicions.
Yeah, but...
Like, I think parents know. Can somebody clarify this?
Yeah, if you're a parent, can you tell us?
Like, do you really actually believe your kid is the most beautiful thing in the world? It's like dogs. I know Tiger is not the most pretty dog in the world.
Yeah, but he's the prettiest dog to us, and that's all that matters, right?
I don't even think he's the most pretty dog to us. Like, you miss them because, you know, they're weird. But
They're weird, he said. They're weird. Yeah, okay, let us know in the comments. Listen, ugly is such an ugly word, and, like, don't cancel us for it. You know exactly what I'm talking about, though. Like, do you know when your kid is not the smartest, or not the most conventionally pretty, or not the brightest? Like, do you know, or are people in denial? That's the real question. Like, do you have rose-tinted glasses when you look at your own children? And, like, please don't make this a whole oh my god, you should love your kids no matter what. Like, that's such toxic parenting. Guys, it's a simple question, okay? Don't be that mom. Just be a cool mom, okay? Be the mom that's like, yeah, my kid's not that smart, okay? Last time, it got its hand stuck in the washer, but that's fine. I still love my kid. That's all you need to say. Now, the husband in this picture is suing his wife because their kids are ugly. So when you look at the picture, the general consensus from everyone was like, the kids look nothing like the parents. The kids have, you know, single eyelids. The parents have double eyelids. The parents have higher nose bridges and the kids do not. Honestly, that's really messed up when you think about it. Some people even saw this picture and went as far to say that the kids were ugly.
yeah, because it was a plastic surgery thing, right?
Well, so the story behind it goes like this. The husband divorced and sued the wife for giving him ugly kids. And it worked. The judge ordered the wife to pay $120,000 to the husband for having ugly kids with him. So you're like, what the fuck? What kind of judge? Like, let me give you the backstory. Fang, the guy in the picture, the husband, he lives in northern China. And he's a pretty wealthy guy. He was just looking to start his own family, and he runs into this beautiful woman, and she's really pretty. So they get married, they fall in love, and they have their first child. And immediately, the guy is like, I need a paternity test. Because the math is not mathing. The guy is thinking to himself, first of all, I'm smoking hot. Second of all, my wife is smoking hot. That's why I married her, right? Not for personality. So tell me why our child is not smoking hot. Which is weird because can you even tell, right? Now, this is the story. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't get mad at me for his actions. He demanded that they get a paternity test because he was confident that his wife was cheating on him with someone that was ugly. This is so fucked, okay? They get the paternity test. And, like, imagine later telling your kid that your dad wanted a paternity test because they were ugly. I mean, that would 1,000% be my villain origin story. Like, there's no going back. I would 100% be a villain after that. I would never be a nice person again. So they get the paternity test. What do you know? It's your motherfucking kid. So now the husband turns on his wife and he looks her up and down, looks at the baby and thinking, ain't no way. Just no way in hell is this real. But maybe the baby's gonna get prettier as she gets older, right? So let's try another one. The two end up having 3 kids and all of them are quote unquote ugly. He demands her to tell him the truth of what the hell is going on. And she reveals to the husband that she's had a lot of work done, a lot of plastic surgery done, to the tune of $100,000. So she's had $100,000 of plastic surgery done, and she was really scared to tell him because, you know, the social stigma. She never thought that he would notice. It was all done so naturally. He never asked about it. But yeah, she's had work done. So he's like, okay, I need to see the before pictures. Give me the fucking pictures. He takes one look, and he's in total shock. He grabs his neck. He almost passes out. And he's like, you little gremlin, you little fucking goblin, get out of my house. He throws his beautiful wife out onto the streets, falls out of love with her, and even sues her in May of 2012. Now, in the court documents, he said, I married my wife out of love, but as soon as she had our first daughter, we began having marital problems. Our daughter was incredibly ugly to the point it horrified me. He claims that she freaking tricked him. He said that he would have never married her had he known what she looked like before her surgeries. The case gets taken up by a male judge who apparently hates plastic surgery. He took sympathy on the husband and ordered the beautiful wife to pay $120,000 in emotional damages and beautiful trickery.
Beautiful trickery.
A trickery, yeah. A trickery. Can you believe it?
Okay, so my question is,
yeah,
if you're dating someone, do you need to confess that you had job done?
That you have a job. Do you need to confess that you have a job?
Mm-hmm.
That you had work done?
Work done. Yeah. Work done.
I mean,
not confess, but like, should you disclose that information?
I would, just out of pure, I'm sure it would come up, but...
Because that's what he's suing, right?
But I think it's weird for someone to be like, you tricked me. It's like not a trick. I don't understand. It's weird, right? Like, this is what I look like. I don't know how that's a trick.
Yeah.
This case went viral in China. And I mean, the show in the comments, you could already feel it. A Facebook account with millions of followers reposted it. It was World War III in the comments. Half of them are like, yeah, that's why you take them fucking swimming on the first date, am I right, bros?
Wait, what does that mean?
Because it's, you know, makeup and plastic surgery are all tricking the dudes, you know?
So, swimming will reveal the truth?
Yeah, because you get her face wet so the makeup comes off and you can see what she looks like without makeup. That's like a thing.
That's TikTok. A thing?
On TikTok videos of girls doing makeup.
What?
You will inevitably find a couple comments of dudes being like, that's why you gotta take her swimming on the first date, bruh.
Bro.
Yeah.
What
It's
are you
so
saying?
weird. No?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we bring a ruler to our first date. Lying about 6 inches. My guy, that's 2. It's divided by 3, okay? It's a big difference.
That's 2 divided by 3.
No, 6 divided by 3 is 2.
I know. You were saying it's 2 divided by 3. What is that?
That's my ex.
0.6, bro.
This is so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so creamy, buttery. Almost that sweet shrimp texture.
Yes.
Or like a raw scallop texture. It's so good. Oh yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, some of the comments are like, yeah, you gotta take them fucking swimming on the first date, bruh. Others were more sympathetic and they said, the wife should probably sue the husband, you know? She married him thinking he wasn't the man alive, but he is. Somebody else wrote, ugly is a man who calls his own daughter ugly. If we're gonna feel bad for anyone, it should be the kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. Yes.
So the comments were wild. And what's wild is that these hate comments weren't just reserved for online discourse. People started finding out the wife and she's trying to live her best life. And they started taking pictures of her in public, posting it onto forums, saying things like, oh yeah, you can't even see the work, it looks so natural. I would have fallen for it too. People were coming up to her on the street asking to take pictures with her. They were pointing fingers at her. And all the wife wanted to do was scream and throw her hands into the air and say, I was never even freaking married. That's not my husband. I'm not getting a divorce. I'm not getting sued. I don't even have fucking children.
What?
I am a freaking model, and that was an ad campaign that I was paid to do, and now my life is ruined. Okay, let me explain.
Oh my god.
People deadass came up with a whole backstory to this one picture and spread it as the reason why plastic surgery is ruining families and how you can get sued for not telling your partner that you've had plastic surgery. But in reality, it was an ad. It was a campaign. Let me tell you.
Insane.
Yeah, let me tell you what's going on here. The woman in the picture is named Heidi Ye, and she is a model from Taiwan. All she's ever really wanted in life was to be a model. So she starts putting in the work, you know? Is that not crazy?
Insane. That's like one of those internet stories.
That is so internet.
Yes. Internet really don't care.
No.
The truth.
No.
Right? They care about what they want to hear, which is this juicy story.
And it's so crazy these days because I see stuff on TikTok and like I even notice myself just taking it as fact and I have to remind myself, okay, like you gotta Google it, even though Google's not fact. But usually when I Google it, it's like not even remotely true.
Do your research, right?
Yeah. It's so scary.
That's dangerous.
I think TikTok is scary because you just scroll. So you read it and you're like, oh, okay. And maybe
then
you
tell me. You're like, oh, did you know, honey? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think that's what happened.
And that's why I started Googling everything now. Crazy. All she's ever wanted to do is be a model in life. She starts putting in the work like 24 hours a day, just trying to make her dream come true. Which, side note, it's not an easy dream. It's tough to make it. But she's making some progress. Now, at first, she started getting booked for a lot of music videos. A lot of musicians I look like I'm doing drugs. A lot of musicians really loved her aesthetic for music videos, and she just had this charismatic look. Very charming, beautiful, kind of that girl next door vibe. But you can't just feed yourself by appearing in some music videos here and there. So during her time off, Heidi had to pick up some other random gigs. March 2012. Her agent reaches out to her and is like, hey, there's this ad agency that wants to book you for an ad, and it's gonna be a super small campaign. It's just gonna be in magazines and print and newspapers, like old school shit. So it's not gonna be on social media, not gonna be on ads or anything like that. She's like, okay, that sounds good. She signs the contract that says it's only going to be used in print and in newspapers. And normally for these big campaigns that are going to be online and have, you know, these targeted ads, she makes like $6,000 to $10,000 an ad. But this was a test ad. And it probably wasn't even going to be used in the print anyway. So she agreed to get paid close to $300 after tax.
So she's not even getting paid for this?
No. It was supposed to be a super simple, easy shoot. She does the photo shoot, and a few months later, she hears that the campaign is getting some online attention. People were pissed off because they saw the ad was released by a plastic surgery clinic, and basically the ad said something along the lines of, the only thing you have to worry about after plastic surgery is the explaining you have to do to your children. And people were rightfully up in arms about it. It felt like a dig on the kids in the campaign because they used 3 real kids. Like, they're not fake CGI kids. These are real kids. So you're straight up just calling real kids ugly. And the whole thing just felt super gross. Some people thought it was hilarious marketing. It went viral either way, and it was gaining some traction. Heidi sees it. And she's a little annoyed because the whole thing was supposed to be just used for print. But it's online. It'll all blow over. But it didn't, because people started using this picture as a way to attach their feelings of plastic surgery onto other people, and they just started mass sharing this photo everywhere. People started coming up with their own stories, and it was being translated into different languages, showing up in different countries, even in news segments. Someone literally turned it into a meme in the US by putting the words, "plastic surgery, you can't hide forever," on it. In Japanese media, they said the picture was of a Korean family, and it was a wake-up call, aka the country that's obsessed with plastic surgery.
Wow.
So now, I mean, there's so many little stories behind it, and everyone keeps mass sharing it. And you know, the dumb story of the husband suing his wife, it was just taken as fact. And Heidi's entire life was ruined. She was being stopped on the streets, made fun of. Her fiance even broke up with her because anytime they posted pictures together or were seen in public, people would warn him that she was a divorcee with kids who's had a ton of plastic surgery. It got to the point where Heidi was like, even my fiance's family was starting to question that there was some truth, because there's no smoke without a fire. I hate that saying. I hate that saying.
I mean, I don't think that's a good fiance or whatever to marry anyways. Because she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. So her engagement gets broken off. Not only did she get broken up with, but all her contracts, they're getting canceled. Because a lot of the employers, a lot of the people that she was booking with, they either believed that the story was true, and even if they knew it wasn't true, I mean, she can't really be in ads. She can't be the face of the next fucking milk company because she's already the face of plastic surgery and a meme. She's like a whole ass meme.
But still, she didn't do anything wrong, though.
No! She did.
There's nothing illegal. Even if this is her,
yeah,
there's nothing illegal about it.
That's what I'm saying. Even if this is a true story, why are people ganging up on Heidi? I don't understand.
Yeah.
She did not have to disclose to her husband that she got plastic surgery. Honestly, if you look at the picture and you take it at face value, the dude looks like he got plastic surgery too. And even if he didn't, who cares? Like, this is weird. The guy is weird in the story.
Yeah.
But people were taking it out on her. All her TV shows and appearances that she had already booked were getting canceled. She lost out on at least $150,000 of work because of this meme.
Wait, so nobody's going after the husband?
No. Like,
That's
some people were like, oh, like, what a shitty dude. But that was the end of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting, no?
This reminds me of the social death
case
we
yes.
talked about.
In the podcast, you guys have to go listen to that because that is the biggest wake-up call ever. A guy pretended to have an affair with someone, right? Literally a random person he saw on the street. Created this whole backstory of text messages where he was like the mailman and she was cheating on her boyfriend with the mailman, right? She had no idea. She's never even met this guy. She's not cheating on her boyfriend. She doesn't even have a husband. But he's creating these text messages of like them sexting and then releases it to these local group chats in the community. And she lost everything. She almost lost her freaking life because everyone thought that she was a cheating wife. She wasn't even married.
She doesn't even know them.
She doesn't even know this guy.
Imagine your photo is being used online for a scandalous story.
Or like a Wattpad story.
And then it goes viral and everybody thinks you're this person.
That is cheating on your husband and you're not even fucking married and nobody gives a shit. Like you're literally trying to tell people, I'm not even married. Nobody cares. You lose your job, you lose everything, your friends, everything.
And people's not even trying to talk, like they just whisper behind your back.
Yeah. And then like when you come out with the truth, it's not as interesting as the original story. So everyone's like, okay, whatever, let's move on to the next story. Crazy. This is literally the same exact thing. Now, Heidi's annoyed because she didn't even get any work done. She hires an attorney to sue the agency that signed the papers that said that the ad would only be used in print and newspapers. And in 2015, Heidi finally tried to clarify to the world. She held a press conference, but not that many people seemed to care. Even when it was exposed that the agency photoshopped the kids' faces to make them look more ugly. They photoshopped child models' faces to make them look ugly. If you look at their real pictures, they look nothing like that picture. They're actually really cute. And even if they look like that, they still look cute. I get it, you don't see the resemblance between the parents and the children, but they're still cute kids.
Oh my God.
The daughter in the picture remembers going to that photo shoot, seeing it all over the internet, and then she asked her mom, and she was disgusted with herself, and she said to her mom, am I really that ugly? Like, how can I be that ugly? And her mom said she was heartbroken. The kids' parents didn't even know it was an ad being used by a plastic surgery clinic. They thought it was for a wedding photography business. Like it was a family portrait. They did not know that it was literally premeditated to make their kids ugly and feel ugly and use their kids as the butt of the joke. Even the kids started losing out on modeling jobs because nobody wanted to hire the quote ugly plastic surgery kids. So this ruined like 4 people's lives. The 3 kids and the mom quote. It seemed like people hated the dad for they did not hate the dad for some reason. So that's interesting.
That's kind of messed up too, huh?
But I tell you, these plastic surgery ads are getting wild. Look at this picture. It's just people standing in a row, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the picture is advertising?
I want to say social distancing.
Social distancing, okay, right? It's supposed to be that the woman, because there's only one woman, right? And then the others are dudes. You see where this is going?
Oh my God.
What do you think?
Like a boob job.
Yes!
That's so lame.
It's supposed to be that the woman has such big boobs that there's a big gap between her and the person in front of her because her big ass titties. Social distancing, but make it busty. Make it double D is basically what the picture is saying. I'm telling you, these ads are getting wild. And speaking of ads, let me tell you about the scandal that happened in Korea recently. And these pictures, they don't look like what they seem. This one actually has a really disturbing backstory, so. I have been eating so good recently. Speaking of advertising, let me show you this one. You see this picture, right? I mean, it looks like a regular schmegular wedding dress shop, right? With a cute little mannequin that you stop by and you're like, wow, I want to look like that mannequin. She looks absolutely beautiful and glowing. Well, there's a local legend behind this photo. The locals say that there's a reason that the mannequin in the wedding shop looks so realistic. I mean, there's something about the mannequin. The hands are super detailed. The veining, the lines of her hands, even her fingernails. The way the fingernails blend into the hand, there's no smooth, plasticky feeling that you would mainly get with mannequins. It looks like a work of art, really. Something you might see in a museum, not in the front of a random wedding dress shop. Customers say that the hands aren't the creepiest part, though. Every time they walk by or even walk into the store, it feels like the eyes are just watching them and staring them and following them around, just gazing at them into their soul. Some even say that sometimes you'll be shopping and looking around and you would look at the front and the mannequin is posed a certain way, but when you look back, maybe her head is tilted at you in a different position. And when she first was placed on the wedding dress shop window, the locals had to do a double take. Not because of how realistic the mannequin looked, but they looked and they looked at each other and they couldn't help but say, Doesn't... No way. Doesn't that look like the owner's daughter? The owner's daughter. Okay, I swear to God, he either had a mannequin made to look like her or this is his daughter. That's what the locals were saying. According to the local legend, the owner of the shop had suffered his own wedding tragedy. His daughter was about to get married. He had custom made this beautiful wedding gown for her, and then she was tragically bitten by a black widow spider on her wedding day. She died from the poison, and it wasn't long after her death, suddenly the wedding shop gets a mannequin. Even the wedding shop employees said something was wrong with the mannequin. Every time they go to the front where she was, their hands would start getting clammy. They would break out into a sweat. She even had these veins on her legs, and her hands were so hyper-realistic. The shop owners believed the mannequin was a real person. Someone even asked the owner, is the mannequin a real person or the rumors true? And he responded with, is it true? I really can't say. And walked away.
He winked?
He winked and walked away. What does that mean? So there's this whole debate that there is an embalmed corpse in Mexican heat because it's really hot out in the window front for the past 80 years, or it really is a mannequin. But the only thing that I've learned from true crime is it's never a fucking mannequin. But when you look at that picture, it looks like just a regular schmegular wedding dress store, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Onto this picture. This one's even creepier. Okay, this had my parents all riled up. Let me show you this picture right here. When you first look at it, it's not that creepy. It looks like a bunch of ajashis and ajumas doing some sort of food tour of South Korea. It looks like a segment that my parents would be watching. Backstory, though, is really depressing. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but South Korea was flooding really bad recently. Which, side note, completely unrelated, but if you guys haven't heard about what's going on in Pakistan, you should look into it. There's a lot of ways that we can help right now. Like right now, millions of Pakistani people are being displaced by the insane flooding. I'm talking millions of a third of their country is underwater right now, and millions of Pakistani people are they have no homes. They can't even find their family members. There's a lot of resources, so please look into it. But it's just been going on for a while, and some of these viral pictures came out. I think I showed you, like the guy on his sinking car in the middle of the flood.
Yes.
He became like a total meme because what is going on? But it's not just a memeable event. It's caused so much damage. People have died, most of them being residents in basement apartments. You know the movie Parasite? Well, those basement apartments are very much real in South Korea. You're under street level. The top window, which is at the top of your ceiling in your basement apartment, is level with the pavement of the street. So you see people walking by, right? You're looking into the street, looking at feet. And of course, when it floods, it's so easy for you to get trapped in there. It's so easy for you to lose your home and potentially even lose your life. And flooding is not a slow little drip, drip, trickle of water. It's going to happen so quick. A lot of these residents in these dangerous, inhumane basement apartments have died. So of course, what do the politicians decide to do after this horrible tragedy? They decide it would be a perfect time to go to these victims' homes and take pictures. Oh, my parents were so mad about this one. Look at this picture right here.
Oh, that's their house they're looking into.
That's the motherfucking president of South Korea, not even inside a victim's home, but crouched down and looking, peering, as if looking through the little fucking looking glass like Alice in Wonderland, looking into a basement unit where a family of 3 died. With their fucking umbrellas. With their dumb umbrellas.
Is this going viral?
Oh, I'm getting riled up. Just peering into the apartment that was flooded. Just, they're crouching and peering into the window. If that's not Parasite, if that's not, you can't even go inside. You have to take a picture out. You gotta peer like that with your umbrella. You can't lose the umbrella. God forbid you get wet a little.
They must thought this was a good idea.
They posted it on the official president's website.
They thought like this president is doing great work, right?
Yeah.
Visiting and...
They captioned it with, the president is going to restore and support the damaged areas as well as examine regions where housing is not up to code. He will prepare measures to support safe housing for the vulnerable. Listen, the picture is so tone deaf. It's ridiculous. Like, he's not even inside the apartment. He's not even in the trenches. He's posing, looking in. I mean, why even take the picture? Why not just make a statement? You can visit without taking a picture like this. The picture made it so bad. Public backlash was swift and painful, like a little whip. The president had to take the picture down, apologize for his promo-style content, and South Korea is actually super sensitive to like this. In years prior, there have been other floods, and one politician went to do a photo op in the rain. One of his staff members was helping him put on his rain boots, kneeled, putting on the politician's rain boots for him. And the politician is standing there and shoving his foot in the rain boot, and someone snapped a picture.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But that's not even the worst. This year, literally a month ago, you saw that picture of the two addresses, right?
Yes.
The one I showed you. It looked like a news segment. These are two politicians that went to the flooded areas to basically campaign and do photo ops. And they didn't know the camera was on. One of them looks at the other one, and he said, and I quote, "Honestly, I hope it starts raining soon so the photos will come out better."
What the heck?
And then the other politician
What?
slaps his arm and points at the camera, warning him, "Watch your mouth." The whole entire thing was broadcasted motherfucking live.
It was live?
It was live. It was motherfucking live.
God.
Everyone is wondering, why the fuck did you even go? You're not even helping with the cleanup. You went there for pictures, and to complain that it wasn't raining anymore, I mean, can you really get more Parasite than that? I think this is more Parasite than the movie Parasite.
Yeah.
Because in the movie, they're like, oh, I love the rain because it cleared up the weather.
Yeah, it's a sarcastic, like, it's just so... Oh my god, it's so...
Yeah. He wants more rain, the rain that killed the lower class in the floods, but he wants it because he wants to look good so that he can stay in power and stay in the upper class. But then he's there to help the lower class.
Yeah, he's trying to gain votes from
the lower class. Yeah.
Like, I'm here.
Yeah. But from the outside, if you don't speak Korean and if you can't read what he's saying, the picture looks like it could be from a random news segment. And the truth is so much darker than that. So disturbing. Let me show you this next picture. I'm getting so...
Wow. Wait. Is that a two-headed dog?
So...
Is that a two-head dog?
I came across this picture on Reddit, and I thought it was one of those Reddit pictures that was added to like a no-sleep story to add to the mysterious, creepy allure to set the vibe, right? Did you know there is a real two-headed dog? Did you know there are multiple real two-headed dogs that was made by humans? Because of course, the picture is real. The picture looks straight out of a horror movie, and if you didn't know that this actually happened in history, you would imagine that these are fake photos, right? But it's real. A two-headed dog transplant was done by a Soviet scientist named Vladimir Demikov, and the purpose of the experiment literally was no freaking reason at all. Vladimir had found two dogs, and he thought, why don't I combine the two and make them a one two-headed dog? There was no purpose for the transplant. Okay, so side note before people start coming at me, Vladimir Demikov is one of the leaders of transplant surgeries. Like, he is the first one to successfully transplant a heart and a lung, I believe. So technically, indirectly and directly, he has saved a lot of human lives, right? But a lot of scientists say that this particular experiment that he did with these dogs served no purpose. Like, there wasn't a dog that was dying without the other or anything like that. Vladimir just woke up one morning and he was like, you know what's good? One healthy dog is good. 2 healthy dogs is good. But what about 1.5 unhealthy dogs? That's better. I don't know about the math, okay? I don't know how he got there. But he got 2 dogs. One of them was a stray German Shepherd. He's this big dog. He was going to serve as the host dog. Then he got a smaller dog named Shavka, and his genius plan was to amputate the lower half of Shavka, the little dog's body, and attach it to the big dog so that it looked like a 2-headed dog. His goal, though, was to make sure that it's not just a limp head on a German Shepherd. Like, he didn't want a prop. He wanted both the dogs to be able to hear, eat, and see, and bark. And essentially, they would be using the same heart and digestive system to stay alive. Which, side note, if you're like, that's an insane idea, why? Who would think to do something like this? Vladimir thought to do something like this 24 fucking times. This was his 24th time. He did this, and he damn well knew that each time he did this, the dogs died a horrible death. But he said, let's do it anyway, right? Why? He said, and I quote, "When you know the saying, 2 heads are better than 1." This guy is really giving mad scientist vibes, okay?
Yeah.
The surgery went like this. First, they cut an incision into the base of the German Shepherd's neck, exposed the jugular vein, and then they drilled 2 holes through the bony part of the vertebra and threaded 2 plastic strings, one red and one white, through each of the holes. Then essentially, they took the smaller dog's head, amputated it, tied it up against the big dog using the plastic threads, and then the most critical part, which, side note, the scientists, if you can call them that, kept calling the main dog the host dog. This is kind of creepy. But the hardest part was to connect the main blood vessels of the small dog's head to the blood vessels of the host dog. The whole operation took 3.5 hours, and when the dogs finally woke up, both heads could see, swallow, smell, and the smaller head could drink and eat, but she wasn't connected to the host dog's stomach, so everything just went through a tube and it would leak out onto the floor.
Oh my gosh.
But the scientists said that the puppy's head kept its own personality. And when the big dog, the German Shepherd, woke up from surgery, they said it looked really confused and tried to shake off the smaller head. But the small head was as playful as any other puppy, and it growled and snarled and even licked the hand that caressed it. The host dog was bored of the small dog, but it soon seemed to acknowledge that the puppy just sprouted out of its neck for good. And when the big dog got thirsty, the small head would get thirsty too. And when the lab grew hot, both the dogs would pant with their tongues off. Apparently, the smaller dog still retained its own personality, and it would just bark nonstop for no reason, which is what it did before it was connected to the host dog. So technically, it was considered a massive success. But in the end, the dogs died after just 4 days. The doctors chalked it up to accidentally damaging a vein in the neck area, and they said that they had another dog that they had 2 heads, and it lived for a whopping 1 month. So that wasn't the most successful attempt. Listen, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have transplant surgery, and technically the scientists did do a lot to save human lives. All I'm saying is, technically the 2-headed dog thing was a bit overkill. Like, there really wasn't any real-life applications that would make sense. Nobody was out here like, hey, I don't really like the head that I have right now. Can you actually just give me another one? No, like, don't replace it. Like, give me an additional one, like a complete fucking stranger, so we can be breathing on top of each other all the freaking time. Like, a lot of doctors are like, well, that one was really out of pocket. There was no reason for him to do that. That is the disturbing truth behind this picture that genuinely I thought was a fake story. There were no real-life applications to that one, but there are to this one.
Okay.
Creepy, right?
Creepy? Oh yeah, their hair is poking up. Is that one of those static, electric?
So at first glance, it's a goofy little cute picture, right? It looks like it's probably one of those balloons.
Yeah.
The 2 brothers rubbed it on each other's heads and they're like, hee hee ha ha, and then boom, static. It's not cute. Because just mere minutes after taking this picture, they almost died. They had no idea how much danger they were in. So the 2 people in the picture, there's 18-year-old Michael, who was 18 at the time, and 12-year-old Sean, and their sister Mary took the picture. She was 15 at the time. They were hiking up the Sierra Nevada mountains, and it was thundering. Okay? They were having a blast. It wasn't like raining hard, it was just a little bit of light thunder, nothing too serious. They get to the top of the mountain, and their hair is standing up, and they're thinking, oh my god, that's so funny. It's so cute, so hee hee ha ha. So they take turns taking pictures of each other. The 2 brothers get a picture, Mary gets a picture. They're smiling, okay? And at one point, Michael raises his hand in the air, and he's got this ring on. Now, this is not like a smart ring or anything. It's not like a sleep tracker. It's just a regular ring. And it starts buzzing so loudly everyone around him can hear his ring buzzing, like vibrating, like ding, like, you know when you hit a steel bowl or something, it's like ding, right?
What?
There's no reason in the world for the ring to be buzzing like that. And then just like the movies, the temperature suddenly drops. So they're like, oh my god, is this a ghost? And then out of nowhere, hail starts pouring down on them, like big chunks of hail. So they start freaking out, booking it down the mountain. They run halfway down the mountain and they black out. They don't remember what happened, but they wake up on the ground next to each other. Sean, the 12-year-old, is huddled on his knees with smoke coming out of his back.
What?
Sean was one of at least 3 people hit that day by a single bolt of lightning. It was a triple-pronged lightning bolt. One of the other people, they survived. It's different random people on the mountain. It was a 3-pronged lightning bolt.
And he got hit.
He got hit.
When did he get hit? Like
running down. Sean was unconscious, suffered 3rd-degree burns to his back and elbows, and they rushed to the hospital. And this picture is used to this day as a teaching lesson to everyone. What do you think is the lesson?
If your hair stands up...
You got mere seconds before you get fucking hit by lightning.
Oh, they gave you a little warning.
If your hair stands up and it's lightning and thundering, your ass is about to get zapped.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah.
I didn't
it's
know
like a
that.
thing. They said a lot of hikers, I was reading on Reddit now after that picture, anytime it's thundering or when they're camping, they always check their hair and they're always keeping an eye on each other's hair.
So what do you do?
So this is what you do, okay? If you're wondering how you avoid getting zapped, don't ask me, because apparently our house was struck by lightning before we moved in.
And then burned to the ground.
Yeah, and then they were like, let's just build a new house right on top of it. So that's our house now. And before you're like, oh, Stephanie, don't worry, like lightning never hits the same place twice. That's a myth. It actually is more likely to hit the same spot twice. So that's why we moved. My mom's living in there, my family's in there, but who cares if they get zapped, right? So what would you do in the wilderness if we were in the middle of the mountains? Let me see if I can trust you with my life, okay? We're in the middle of the mountains and my hair is standing up. What would you have me do? What would you do?
I will push you as far as possible. I go, you take it! Zap her!
No, I'm serious. What would you do?
Like rubber. I gotta have some like rubber things. Like a rubber hoodie. Just like zip it up immediately. Cover it.
Oh yeah, because you have a rubber hoodie on you at all times. He's like, I have a condom.
Oh, I know. Lay on the ground. Lay flat on the ground.
You're so dumb.
Why? Because it will distribute all the electricity to the ground.
Okay, so you're getting it twisted. That's what you do when your elevator shaft falls, okay? You actually don't jump when your elevator falls to the ground. Apparently, you're supposed to lay on the ground to distribute the impact.
Yeah.
But in lightning, you're supposed to have the exact opposite. You want to squat as low to the ground as possible, if there's no shelter nearby, obviously. You have to squat as low, scrunch yourself into the smallest ball, and they say try to limit your contact with the ground. So
What?
tiptoe. Literally squat and tiptoe like this.
Oh, so I see. You're not
Because the
trying
electricity travels through the ground.
You don't want the electricity to travel through you. Got it.
So you want to make your chance of getting hit or contacting something that's been hit as little as possible. So you're trying to make yourself as small as possible and limit your contact with the ground. So tiptoe while hunched in a ball as low as possible. Yeah.
So your hair stands up, you just start rolling into a ball.
Yeah, and
Okay.
tiptoe on the ground. This is the best way to not get electrocuted, but I'm just saying if your hair is up in the air, you're getting zapped, bruh. You're getting zapped. I know. Kind of insane.
And
now.
the rings start to ring?
Yeah.
What?
They said it was so weird.
So scary.
Yeah, and now they said they are so paranoid, this family, if they ever go camping, they see one cloud, they're out. They're like, we gotta go. We gotta go back home. Yeah. So that's what you do when it starts thundering and lightning. And also, don't shower. A lot of people like to shower when it's thundering and lightning. You shouldn't shower even inside your house. Because lightning travels in the path of least resistance and your pipes are least resistant. And it's attracted to water.
Is there people who got electrocuted
Yes.
during shower?
Yes, I believe so. So it's like, you know how they say don't swim when it's lightning?
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
obvious.
it also applies to showering.
That would be insane.
Yeah, but
Like
they
in the
said,
middle.
yeah, they said don't. They said don't shower. You can wait the 30 minutes to an hour. It's fine. I don't know.
New fear unlocked.
Yeah, new fear unlocked. I have been electrocuted before though, so just saying. Look at how well I turned out. Sometimes my sister thinks I need to get electrocuted to reverse the damage. She's like, you're weird. You need to redo that. Something disconnected. You need to electrocute yourself one more time to have it reconnected.
She's joking.
My sister? No. No, she's not. Those are the disturbing stories. This is like the light version. I have the dark version if you want. You know, like really creepy stories of people just literally kidnapping people after taking a picture. let me know if you guys want that one. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and wow, this crab was amazing. If you guys find yourself in Queens, you need to go to Myeongsan, and you need to get a Case-to-Fi phone case for your phone, because are you kidding? You're gonna drop your phone, you might as well protect it. And thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.